DKHS India and Tech Technologies, along with printpackaging.com and Network Event, extends a warm welcome to our speakers and attendees who have joined from across the world. The webinar today, Print Optimization in Flexography, SITEXCO Plus Laser Advantage, will help flexographers across the world to save both time and money using sustainable processes. Before we start, I'd like to share some housekeeping rules for the webinar today. This session is being recorded. All attendees will be on mute and their videos will be off. You can share your questions in the Q&A box and not in the chat section. We will try to take them at the end of the webinar during the Q&A session. We have some audience polls today as well and request you to take them as they come. We will have a 30-second timer for each of the polls and request you to submit your answers within the same time frame. Our speakers today and experts in their domain include Mr. Suhas Kulkarni, who is the General Manager, Business Development, Asia Pacific of Technology, Printing, Packaging and Converting at DKHS India. Suhas has more than 25 years of experience in the printing and packaging industry, with expertise in flexographic printing. From his earlier career days, he has helped develop the packaging market and is now focusing on providing sustainable solutions for the flexible packaging segment to ensure the growth of packaging demand is met with greener technologies. Our second speaker for the day is Mr. Lluis Guixeras. He is an industrial engineer working with TEG for more than 8 years now. He is currently the operations director at TEG. So without further delay, I'll request Mr. Suhas to take the session forward.
Thank you, Pratik, and good afternoon, everyone. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are. So it gives us great pleasure to welcome you all into this webinar. And on behalf of DKSH, Business Line, Packaging, Printing, and Converting, let me invite you and welcome you into this webinar. So before getting into the webinar, a bit about DKSH and what we are doing as DKSH Printing, Packaging, and Converting Business Line. Next slide, please. Yeah, so we've set up this business line called Packaging, Printing, and Converting. And our vision here is to provide comprehensive, sustainable printing and packaging solutions to the Asia Pacific packaging and converting industry. Next slide, please. Across Asia Pacific, DKSH and our team in the tech business with more than 1,200 people, we represent several clients in different markets of Asia Pacific, including Japan, Korea, Southeast Asia, and South Asia, including India, Sri Lanka, and Bangladesh. And in most of these markets, these are the clients we represent across Asia Pacific. Next slide, please. Today, we are partnering with TEG, our main partners for SITEXCO Plus, which is a key product we're talking about, which is a laser analog scaling system. And we look forward to having a very detailed webinar from Lluis. Next slide, please. So the interesting thing was why this webinar and why the focus on analog cleaning, because as the industry moves towards higher needs for flexographic printing, with a greater emphasis on ECG, both in CI flexo as well as in narrow web flexographic printing, there is a lot of questions around why analog cleaning is still not being seen as an important task. And I think this is important to address because when you look at analoxes, which is also known as the heart of the flexographic press, inks tend to get clogged into it and you have plugged cells. This also results in low print densities and also results in pinholing and also mortar printing. This therefore compromises the ink and also the coating thickness. Right? This therefore also ensures that the press is down and there is a lot of downtime on the press because you're doing color matching, and the ink recipe basically goes haywire. And of course, it impacts a lot in each step of the production. And that's why we thought it's very important for us to focus on this important topic about why analog screening is important as a part of the flexographic printing process. So with that, next slide, please. Lluis has a very deep knowledge in setting up this entire system. He is the main brain behind actually designing this. So please feel free to ask questions at the end of the webinar. So all yours, Lluis, go ahead.
Thank you, Suhas. Well, again, thank you everybody for being here. Next slide, please. We will start explaining to you what is TEG. Next, please. So here we have two different companies. One is TEG and the other one is TEG Technologies, TEG Technologies. First one is the one who makes all the engineering and all the construction of the machine, and then TEG Technology is the one that sells the different products that we build. So TEG is always focused on technology, building new things, new technologies to the market. TEG Technologies is the one who sells our own products. So next slide, please. We are a group of more or less 180 people. The ones, 30 of them are engineers that works here. We have around 6,000 square meters, and we also work with high standard qualities like ISO 9001, UL certifications, and so on. Next. The main products that TEG Technology sells are two, all focusing on the flexo market. One is the SITEXCO laser cleaning, is the one that we will jump on. And also we have some solvent distillers that are called RST. Next slide, please. Just to start in what is SITEXCO, we started this project in 2009, so mostly more than 10 years ago. And we saw that there was a market need for cleaning better the analogs. So in 2009, we started with this project and we built the first machines. We start selling it. We have quite good relation with Comexi Group, and we decided together to let them sell this equipment. So in 2011, we start selling all the equipment through the SITEXCO, through the Comexi brand. And we keep improving the machine till 2016. So we agree with them to sell it our own. And just in 2017, we just launched the SL technology that was quite a revolution technology that wins some awards, the FPA awards, and also we were finalists in the level industry. So this also proved that was quite a very good technology. And next slide, please, was by the end of last year, starting this 2021, when we launched the SLP, the actual model that we have. This model was faster, was safer, was everything that we have in all our years of knowledge. We just bring all together and we improve the machine to achieve the SLP technology. That is the one that we will talk today. And also we would like to present you our new machine that we will be launched starting 2022, so quite near, and that we will also be happy to talk a little bit about it. So next slide, please. What's laser cleaning technology? This is more or less one of the main things that people usually did not understand. So next slide. The laser technology is the technology that also is the newest technology to clean on the market, is the one that has the best cleaning performance. So you can easily get almost all the volume of the cells, is the lowest cost maintenance technology, and also not least, it's an eco-friendly way of cleaning. So it's a clean way of cleaning, let's say. You didn't use any chemicals, any waters at all. So just you have the light and the analogs. That's more or less everything. Next slide. What are the pros of the laser cleaning? The first one, and maybe one of the most important ones, is that you get a deep cleaning of the analogs. It's like you always print, like printing in a new analogs. So this can bring a lot of benefits to your companies. Also, you can save a lot of time. You recover, as we said, the total volume of the cell. You can use the analogs immediately after getting clean and put it inside the printing press to not lose any kind of time. It's help for the operator because we are not using any kind of chemical or water, as we said, that can be damaged for safety and also for the environment. That it's also important, and no waste is produced here. Next slide, please. The cons of the laser cleaning is that it's not an innocuous technology, so you need to choose the right partner, an experienced partner, a company that really knows what is making, to use the light as what it should to make it safer. So not all the laser cleaning machines are good. And this is also something that makes some damage to a laser cleaning image, let's say. So you need to choose an experienced partner. Also, it's something that it usually takes time. So usually a laser technology is a technology that takes a little bit longer time than some other technologies. It's something that we also save, and we also keep this out of a con, and we became into a pro using CTEXCO Plus. You will see later that we have different kinds of speeds, and you can choose what kind of machine do you really want in state of your needs. And also there is a higher cost if you compare with other technologies, but this is also something that can be easily compensated without using any kind of chemicals and waters and things that will expand this cost even during all the years. So laser is something that you make maybe a higher investment when you start buying the machine, but in a middle term, not a long term, just in the middle term, you can easily recover some of this cost and to achieve the quite competent machine. Next, please. We asked you in the polls, what other technologies did you use? Most of the companies here use chemical or also manual. So the pros of this kind of technologies is that are easy to operate. Manual for sure. Chemicals maybe something that people are more used to work. There are a lowest investment for sure, and is useful for companies that have quite a small analogs park, let's say. The laser good point is that no consumables at all, waste-free. The effectiveness for almost a lot of kind of inks, let's say all kind of inks, 90–95% of the inks are able to take out without any problem with the laser, are very intuitive for the operation in terms of what we make here. So we use a screen without any kind of letters, just images, so it's quite easy. No bearing or gear removal needs to be removable here. You have quite flexibility to use this machine wherever you want in the company, because you just need to have power here, and you remove at all the cost of the waste disposal, and it's an eco-friendly technology. Next, please. If we just change into the cons of both technologies, we have that other technologies have, as we said, high continuous expenses in terms of water and consumables and generate waste. And this is something that in the future, not in the future, in the present, we need to change the mentality and try to make our employees working in a safety environment, and also our world needs to be taken care. If not, we will have another problem soon. So also it requires high maintenance, and it's more or less that it can damage also the ceramics. If you put inside the water, then the water can filter inside. In terms of ultrasonic or manual, maybe you don't get the same amount of cleaning results in all during all the animals. Also, the cons of the laser, as we said, is that initially you have a larger investment. You need the minimum training, and you need to know how the laser technology works. And it's not an innocuous technology. That is something that we can fix here as a SITEXCO Plus, as a high experts in laser cleaning machines. Next, please. So let's talk about SITEXCO Plus. SITEXCO Plus is our new brand, let's say. SITEXCO, we evolved SITEXCO with the SLP technology, and we talk them with SITEXCO Plus because it's a plus of almost everything. It's safer, it's faster, it's more easy for the operator to use, and this is more or less how it looks like. Next, please. So let's talk about laser, how laser works. So we have two different ways of using the laser. You can use just one spot. So the laser directly shoots the light into one small spot, and you need to move the analogs quite fast. And you have another option that is using a laser beam that is with the galvanometer, that this is just a mirror that is moving from one side to the other side, and then becomes a line of different spots. These allow you to move the roll slower and to have a better control of what the laser is making. We choose a laser beam because it's a proven technology, and also it's safer because you need to move the analogs slower. So if anything happened to the light power of the company, to the light power of the machine, wherever, you have easy how to stop the machine. Next, please. So the new technology works, as you can see in the image. We have fully control of what the laser is making, and we know exactly where we are shooting. We control all the internal parameters of the laser, and we achieve that with just one pass, and just passing once in each cell, it's more than enough to get it clean if you use the right software. So as you can see here, we have fully control, and we really use the laser to clean whatever we want. Next, please. All technologies and mostly all the competitors' technologies that use a line use, as you can see on the left image, that they make one pass, another pass, another pass, another pass to the same amount of area, to the same cell, because they don't have the control that we have here in terms of what the laser is making. So this makes that you pass in a clean cell a lot of times. And this makes that the impact of the laser in terms of the analog ceramic gets highly affected if you compare this to a SITEXCO Plus that with one pass, control pass, is more than enough to get it clean. So just one pass is enough. Next, please. So this is, this technology are able to clean all kind of lineatures. So it doesn't matter if it's low lineature, high lineature, the laser clean is useful because it's light, and light can enter inside wherever it has. Next, please. In terms of maximizing the roll's lifetime, we explained it to you that we just make one pass to each kind of cell, so we decrease exponentially the amount of affectance of the ceramic that has because of the laser. And what we make here is that we make a test cleaning, a clean roll, that this is not the standard way of cleaning. So all the power of the laser will just needs to be absorbed by the ceramic. You need to understand that the light is designed to be affected just the ink. Okay, so making this highly stressful test after 150 passes, once and once and once and once, we also have almost 90% of the initial volume, 87%. So these prove you that our technology is highly safe way of cleaning with laser. Next, please. What we can clean. We make a lot of different tests with different type of inks. We cannot test all the inks that has on the market because you know that all the companies put different components inside. So we can clean UV, water, acrylic, solvent-based inks, varnish, glues, silicone, almost everything. We always said that if you know that there is any special type of ink that you, with your experience, know that is the most difficult one, just please contact with our partners, DKSH, and they will allow you to be internally more technical if we are able or not to clean it. But right now with this SLP technologies, it's quite challenging because we are cleaning almost everything. Next, please. As we said before, we are able to clean any kind of lineatures because light is something that has no limitations in these terms. So it doesn't care if it's high, low, middle volume lineature, we are able to get clean. Ceramic or chrome rolls also, and also the cells, if this GTT 60, 30, 45 degrees is not a problem at all for light. Next, please. Okay, let's talk about features of the SITEXCO Plus. Next, please. The key points of the machine is that we are using the first mandatory thing of this machine is that it needs to be safe. So we put a lot of effort in these terms. It needs to be safe for the analogs and needs to be safe for the employee. Also, we have a perpendicular 90 degrees laser shoot that avoid all kind of shapes that can be inside the hole of the analogs. We use a simple, very simple, and a touch screen interface to be more easy. We use leader brands, and this for me it's the most important part to these kind of machines, because using a top brands components also brings a lot of robustness. That is one of the big problems that has these kind of machines. We have automatical rolls, we have diameter sensor to have everything controlled, internal camera, vacuum system, a lot of IoT capabilities also, and it's almost a plug-and-play system, so it's quite easy to use. Next, please. We have different optionals, autofocus, multiple cleaning. We can also build reinforced parts to be able to clean up to 500, 1,000 kilos. We also can use RFID barcodes. And in terms of if your company didn't have a stable power, you can use a UPS inside the machine to have everything controlled. Next, please. So let's jump next into the automatical doors. The machine goes with an automatical doors that you have two different buttons to open and close the machine. Also, it has an internal battery just in case something happened that you can open the door to be able to take out the analogs that is inside. Next, please. Next. So we have to focus the laser. To be effective with the laser, we need to focus in the right distance. So we have, as you can see here, a small wheel that you can put up and down the laser, and the screen will allow you to know if you are in the right position or not, and then you will be able to start the cleaning process. This is something that comes in all the machines, but if you want, next please, to do it with an engine motor, you can directly take the autofocus optional, that is a highly recommend optional in this case, that all the machine will get focused automatically, and this is something that will allow you to clean multiple analogs that has different diameters. If not, you can make multiple cleanings, but just always with the same diameter, because it's something that manually you will need to focus, and it's not to be always in the same level. Next, please. Next, we have an internal camera. Laser is something that works very, very well, but is something that you cannot see with your eyes in a healthy way. So we put an internal camera inside that allows you and us to see what happens into the machine. This is something important because all our machines are able to get connected to the internet. So if something happened to the machine, we can directly connect to you, with you in the machine. We can take the camera, see what happens, and quickly make a quick diagnosis to know what is happening, to give you a quick answer and a quick result answer, let's say. So the internal camera is very, very useful. Next, please. Also, we have a vacuum system. The vacuum system is the one that will take all this ink that the laser takes out from the analogs. Is a very important part of the machine, okay, and is the only part that maybe you will have spare parts. Here you have three different filters: active carbon, small particles, and big particles. And the machine is connected to the vacuum cleaner and will tell you where we need to change. So you will receive an alarm on the screen saying that you reach 75% of the total volume of the filter. So you have time to change it, and you will have time to order one to not stop the machine if it's needed. Thank you, please. And next one. So as we told before, we have an optional that is that we can adapt to any kind of QR barcodes, RFID that you have in your facilities. We can put an internal things to control and have traceability of everything. Next, please. And we also put a lot of IoT capabilities in these machines. Next. Next. The Trustability System is something that allows you to have the control of what your employees are making here, so you can know if John is cleaning well or not in the night shift or in the afternoon shift or in the morning shift. You can know how many cleans did you make, how many these analogs, how many times it gets cleaned. So you have all the information here in a database that allows you to have the control of how your company is cleaning all your park of analogs. Next. Also, we have a Telegram option that this is just an app that you can connect to the machine, and the machine will advise you if any alarm appears, or you can ask also if the machine is working, if the machine is not working. Next slide. Also, you have the option of having a daily, weekly, or monthly report as always in an email. So the plant manager, the one who really wants to know how you are working with the machine, can get a report that you will see in the next slide. Next, please. That will allows you to know exactly how everything works in the machine. Next. And next, please. As I said, we have a plug and play system that is just power supply and internet connection. So no water, no air, nothing at all. This is the connection that you have in the top left part of the machine, and this allows you to move if you want, or to have the machine wherever you have space into the factory. Next, please. What kind of models and versions we have of this amazing technology? Next slide. We have 4 different models right now available on the market. The 3 right ones are the ones for the wide web, and the left one is the one for the label. We have 1.0, 1.5, 2.5, and 3.2. The narrow web one allows you to clean about 850 millimeters. And then the next ones, more or less, the name is the same amount of millimeters that you are able, 1.5 meters, 2.5 meters, and 3.2 meters, a little bit more or less. So here you have more or less all the technical specifications, maximum, minimum diameter, the roll weight, and as a standard, all the machines comes with that are able to clean 1 anilux. If you want to clean more than once, you can order different pair of wheels, and we can directly allow you to clean more than 1 anilux here inside. So this is more or less, if we compare this with cars, this is to choose what kind of car do you want, but you can choose more. Next slide, please. You can also choose what kind of engine do you want inside the car. And this means that you can choose the time you want to clean the anilux. And this is something that allows you, in terms of your needs, your budget, whatever you have, you can adapt. We can adapt the machine to your needs. And this is very important. You have 3 different models: premium, advanced, and basic. This is like changing the engine of the car. And the 3 different models clean absolutely the same. The machine is absolutely the same. So you are able to clean solvent-based things with both 2K inks, with all the different models. The only thing that will change is time. So just to take as an example, for example, an SLP 1.5 to clean more or less 1 meter, 400 millimeters, 150 millimeters of diameter will take 10 minutes in a premium, 25 minutes in advanced, and 40-something minutes in the basic. But the quality of printing will be absolutely, the quality of cleaning will be absolutely the same in the 3 models. So in terms of your needs of a speed, you can choose one or the other one. Next slide, please. What kind of maintenance and spare parts you need with this technology? Next. As a preventive maintenance, this is something that you can make as your own. It's quite easy. You need to clean the length at least once every 500 hours. This is something that in the manual we easily explain how to do it. And also you need to blow a little bit the laser head to avoid any particle to go inside. You need to change clean or change the vacuum filter when requires. As we explained before, the alarm will appear on the screen. As the spare parts, we just have the filters and a length. If you don't clean it well, is something that maybe you will need to change, but if you clean it in 500 hours, it's more than enough. Next, please. A long-term spare parts can be the laser. The laser is something, this is also one of the main threats that people has in this technology. What will happen to the laser? The truth is that, well, the laser is something that, as everything that has the machine can get, for some reason, get damaged. Okay, if this happens, will need to be replaced, but this is just quite a difficult case. Okay, what will happen into the laser is that they will start losing power, and this means that you will start seeing that the amount of ink that this is taking out from the cell are decreasing. So the quality of cleaning is start decreasing. where happens this? This is easily to understand. It's also different for all different kind of companies. It depends on two main factors: the use that you make and also the stable power that you have into the factory. So quite different power or non-stable power into the factory directly affects to the laser life. So if you don't have a stable power, we highly recommend to use a UPS system inside, or if your company has, it's more than enough. And the other part is that if you use a lot the laser, it will start also decreasing. From our experience that as we told you, we have a lot of experience in this market, is something that usually our clients change it because they want to upgrade the technology, not because the laser died. We use top brand of the laser, so this makes a lot of robustness. The lasers that we are installing right now, we think that the people will change it because they want the new technology that we will launch maybe in 5 or more years from now, but it's not something that you need to get much worried. Also, you don't need to change full the laser. There is an option that you can just change the diodes that are inside, that it's quite a lower price, and this allows you to keep working with the laser. Also, we give you remote assistance if anything happens, and the warranty of the machine is 14 months, and the laser also we give you 2 years of warranty. Next slide, please. Okay, just for finishing the presentation, I would like to present you our new machine. This is a machine that we will be launched starting next year for selling, and is a machine that we make focusing in 3 different main topics. We want a compact machine, we want something that is simple, and something that needs to be functional. Okay, so we take these 3 concepts. We take the SLP technology, that is the one that we explained it to you, and we build SITEXCO label. SITEXCO label will be a very, very, very competitive machine, okay, that will jump to more or less all other technologies, and this is how it will look like. Next, please. So as you can see, it will be a smaller machine, almost a desktop machine, that will allow you for the label sector to put it wherever you want into the factory. It's very easy to use and is very, very powerful in terms of cleaning. I think that you will get tremendously good results in this technology. For more information about that, please contact our partners, DKSH, and they will provide you all the technical information to see if it fits with your needs, that we are sure that it will. Thank you very much. Next slide, please. Any questions that you have, we will be happy to answer it.
Thank you, Luis. I think we are right on time. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
I would like to take this opportunity and ask the questions from the Q&A box. I think this is something which Luis, you can take on. Is there any impact on cell shape or the depth of the cell by this laser?
Well, one thing that it's very important to understand is that when we say 10 minutes for cleaning a time of roll, means that all the programs that we have in the machine will take 10 minutes to clean whatever that they have. So we have different programs for different type of inks and different type of shapes. So the machine will be able to clean absolutely all kind of what you ask.
So, Luis, I mean, that is one part of the answer, but the main idea behind this question was: is there any impact on the cell shape or the cell of the annuloxes because of this laser? Is there any impact? Does it affect the coating or does it affect the cell shape?
The effect is the one that we show to you in the slide. So you will see that we make the most stressful test that we can make here, that this is cleaning a clean roll. And cleaning this clean roll, after 150 passes, you always keep the same shape and you get 90% of the total volume. So this proves that it's a totally safe technology to use in the analogs.
Okay, thanks, Luis. The next question, I think, Luis, again, it is for you. Can we clean gravure cylinder using SITEXCO Plus laser system?
Yes, no problem at all.
Okay, great. The next question, I think Suhas sir can take this question. What is the importance of laser cleaning in the Indian market or Asian market specifically? How it can help in ECG, extended color gamut?
I think that's a very important question and good area to answer. Because if you look at analog cleaning today, it is also grown in terms of technology. But as we start embracing newer systems in flexography, for example, ECG, which requires a very high commitment to standardization, right? So you need the right analogs providing you the right densities and the right LAB values when you print those exact inks. So I think committing to standardization is very important. And therefore, when you're having a system which is not being able to clean your analogs so that they are not being able to deliver the same densities that you had measured earlier, it's important to have a system which can do that. And I think in that context, laser cleaning of the analogs, which actually does deep cleaning of analogs, which is as good as new, is very important. Yeah. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, thanks, sir. The next question, I think, Lluis, you can answer. What about the fumes from the laser cleaning, from the inks which will be cleaned, or the coatings which will be cleaned using those lasers? There will be fumes. So what about those fumes? Have we taken care of that?
Yes, there will be fumes, and we take care of that. As we said, we have a vacuum cleaner that is designed, the one that we use just for taking these tiny small particles, because not using a right vacuum also means that all these particles will be on the air, and this will also make that the employee will breathe it, and this will not be a healthy way of cleaning, let's say. So using this vacuum that we are using with these 3 different filters inside allows you to have fully control of these particles and no problem at all with this.
Okay, thanks, Lluis. The next question, I think it is a very important question. After the operation, or let's say after the cleaning, how can we check if it has been cleaned as per the requirement or not? How do we decide it is properly clean? How do we get to know?
Well, this is something that when we come to start the machine, we teach you and we explain it to you how the laser technology works, and we show it to you which are good results, which are not good results. We also have different programs that allows you, like a washing machine that you have at home, that allows you to clean different types of tissues, let's say. So it's more or less the same concept. So we explain to you which one needs to be used for which kind of needs, and then we prove you and we teach you also how a good or a bad clean it is.
Okay. Next one is quite interesting. What is the cost of cleaning per cylinder considering the machine and operating cost? Lluis.
Well, this is something that also depends on how often you clean, how many rolls you clean, because it's not the same a company that cleans 8 rolls per day that the company that cleans 2 rolls per day, or a company that works 23 hours per day. So almost, and also it's not if the ROI that you want to get is 2 years or 3 years or 1 year and a half, it also directly impact on these numbers. So I think that maybe the best thing is to make a study of each kind of company and to make the calculations that is for sure DKSH and our company will be happy to help the customer to make all these calculations.
Yes, I think I would like to add here something by the person who has asked this question. We can work on this case, and the specific values, what is required, which kind of machines and which kind of width is required. Accordingly, we can work out on it. So this is something which we are open to do. Next question is, this is for the narrow.
I think that there is one important point here also, because it's not just how the cost of the analogs, that it's also the time you will save in terms of it's not the same putting an analogs in a printing press and spending a lot of time adjusting everything to get the color that you want and all the ways that you have. And this is a total cost that it also needs to be considered in terms of the total cost of the cleaning, because it's not just one part. For the companies, I think that the important part is the global thing, no? How amount of money you will save in this term, and you will save a lot of time in terms of adjusting the machine, and you will save a lot of time in terms of putting things into the ink to get the color that you want, because you will get always a control volume. And one thing that it's also important to get here in consideration is that almost 70% of the rolls that send it to be engraved are just dirty, are not so the volume that you get is not the one that you want, but it's because you have a lot of ink in the top, in the bottom part of the cell that other technologies are not able to clean. So there are a lot of benefits that the laser technology will bring into the market. And for this, it's also the top brands companies are pushing on this direction, because it's not the future, it's the present right now.
Absolutely, I agree, and this is the reason why we are bringing this technology to the Asia Pacific, and to give the focus on what is lacking. I think at this moment, how this will help in the print optimization. That is the whole idea behind this webinar. The next question is, what is the drawback of laser spot technology in comparison to the laser beam which we have, Lluis? So yeah.
I didn't hear well. Can you repeat it, please?
Sorry, the question is, what is the drawback of laser spot technology versus our laser beam, which we have using the galvanometer?
Yeah, well, the thing is that using a laser spot means that you need to move quite fast the analogs. Also, this brings a lot of difficulties in terms of managing any small error that happens here will be directly fatal for so we'll be killing the analogs in these terms. Also, we use a kind of control technology using a laser beam that is how mostly all the top brand technologies use, and it's because it's the way of having more control of what the laser spot is making.
Okay, thanks for answering that. The next question is, I think Suhas sir can answer. Do you have any service engineers in India, or even I can answer this? Do you have any service engineers in India who are available in case there is a breakdown which the user is unable to resolve? How much time your engineer shall take? Okay, so yes, Suhas sir, would you like to answer this?
I think you can answer. Yeah, absolutely. We've got a good team.
So,
I think
yes. So we have our engineers present in India, and dedicatedly for all the clients whom we represent. And I think it should not be more than 24 hours. This is what we intend to do, and we intend to keep this promise. And service being one of the most important factor in our industry. So yes, we have service engineers in India. Next question is, this is 2 times this question has been asked. If cylinder can be cleaned, then what about the cylinder trolley, side guard parts, cleaning? Is it possible in this machine, Lluis?
The idea is to clean, so we need to focus the laser, so we are able to clean one distance, and this is the main part. So because we will need to focus the laser, we'll be able to clean wherever they want, but in this level. So if it's in the same level, we will get clean. If it's in another level, it cannot be clean. So the focus is cleaning the ceramic of the animals.
Perfect. Right. The next question is, do we see future as analogs cleaning near the printing machine?
The cleaning machines can be next to the printing. It's something that the laser cleaning machine will allow you, because it's as we said, is a clean way of cleaning. So you will not have all this dirty area. You don't need to have this closed area in the back part of the company to have all the dirty inside. So because it's a clean way, is something that you can rechange the way, and you can maybe put it next to the machine or in a visible area, because it's clean, let's say.
Okay, thank you, Luis. This one is very interesting. I think Suhas should answer this. Where does this laser technology stand in terms of net zero carbon emissions? This is one. And if an Indian converter shifts to laser technology, how should they plan? What is required to plan this transition? Quite interesting.
So I think the first part of the question is good, interesting, because it relates to sustainability.
Yes.
And I think net zero carbon emission is also very important as we go towards our commitment to adhere to the SDGs, which is set by the UN. And there are 17 SDGs that we have, right? And
yes.
I hope, and I know that today all converters are trying to adhere to this SDGs. So it forms very much a part of that. And I think as you move away from dealing with toxic material, for example, solvents, or like Lluis was exactly saying, using material which is creating more waste. Here, you're actually dealing with more environmentally friendly system, and you're basically just using carbon. If you do a life cycle analysis of both, and if you also understand the analysis of this using power consumption, and also the materials which is used and the materials which is produced as a waste, you can arrive at the carbon emission reduction as well, which we have seen is a very positive impact using this technology. And that's why you see the industry also moving towards this technology as well. Yeah, good question.
Thanks for the answer, sir. I think we'll take the last question now. This is specific to the SITEXCO label, Lluis, and the question is, what is the maximum cleaning width of this machine, SITEXCO label, for the narrow web industry?
Yes, this machine is a machine that we make it as compact as possible, and will allow the customer to clean an area of 0.5 meter. This is the maximum cleaning length that you will have in this machine. It's not the maximum total length, but the maximum cleaning length will be 0.5 meter.
Perfect. Thanks. Over to you, Pratik. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thank you, Amit, for addressing the Q&A session today. We've had an engaging session, and with the kind of questions that have come in, I understand the audience is definitely looking for solutions in this sector. So at Print Packaging and Network event, we'd like to first thank our speakers, Mr. Suhas Kulkarni and Mr. Lluis Guixeras, to have shared their wonderful insights and answered these questions from the audience today. We also thank the audience to have joined us from across the world today for this session. And it's been a wonderful and engaging session, as we've mentioned. I'll just wish everybody to stay safe, stay connected, and please join us for the next event from Print Packaging and Network event. Until we meet next, thank you all. Bye-bye.